This video I'll be talking about Cucumber integration with Selenium and how we can integrate and use that with a continuous integration process for Jenkins. So I'll be starting with Selenium integration with Cucumber, and later on I'll be proceeding to how we can integrate with Jenkins and execute the test using the plugins which is already available for Cucumber. So what are the prerequisites required to do this setup? So instead of going for old traditional frameworks like hybrid and data driven, all those frameworks, so there are readily available framework which is a BDD framework inbuilt with Cucumber. So Cucumber is mainly built on BDD framework, so we can directly integrate with Selenium, and we can directly start using the framework without any hazards. So starting with the prerequisites, just we require some open source downloads. No licensing cost is required. So these are the required downloads that needs to be done prior starting with the projects. So we require JDK Java Development Kit 1.7 or above. Then we download the Eclipse standard for working with IDE. Then also download Apache Ant. Apache Ant is required to build your project. Of course, we require Selenium jars from the seleniumhq.org. Just download that. And Cucumber JVM jars. Like Cucumber supports both Ruby and Java. So we in this video we'll be showing how we can use Cucumber with Java. So JVM jars are provided in the Cucumber website. So download that. And another thing is required is Tomcat. Tomcat is a web service. Web server we are using it. We are deploying the Jenkins war file on Tomcat, and we are using it for continuous integration. So of course required Jenkins.war file should be downloaded from the Jenkins website. So these are the list of downloadables. Next we'll be building a BDD framework which already built in Cucumber. So we'll be configuring the BDD framework, and we are inputting all the Cucumber jars required to the project, and whatever the Selenium WebDrivers into the projects we are integrating. We are writing the small test methods on Selenium core Java for Selenium. Then we are finally integrating with the Jenkins and running the build. Also we'll be adding the plugins for Jenkins. So there is a JSON report plugin which is already available for Cucumber for execution and reporting sake, so we don't need to put any effort on building the reports and log files or anything. This can be hosted on any server, and these reports can be accessed anywhere on the website. So starting from the standalone Cucumber side, let's get into the Eclipse and understand what is Cucumber is all about. So in my screen what you're seeing is a Cucumber feature file. Okay, so feature files are nothing but which explains the behavior of your application, like a manual test case. We can compare with the manual test case. So why we are executing a manual test case? We are executing a manual test case to identify the expected behavior of the application. So here we are written an expected behavior of an application. So what is an expected behavior? Expected behavior is nothing but the requirement of your application. So business gives a requirement that okay, my project, my application should behave like this. So you'll be forming a sentences for that behavior and writing like this. So there is a format to design these tests in Cucumber. This format is called feature file in BDD, behavioral driven development. So it is called. So first you are writing with the feature file. So what is a feature? So here I am taking an example of an application where this is an example of a active time application where it creates a task creation. Different tasks can be created upon on the project. So this is a task creation of different projects and customers. So you're tagging with your scenarios, like these tags can be viewed by the results, Cucumber results later. So you will be tagging those scenarios. These tags can be anything. This should be something like relevant to your scenario. Now scenario outline is something like in a feature file it can contain multiple scenarios. Just for an example, I have created a scenario outline. Create task by selecting customer ID and project. This is one of the scenario which comes under a feature, one of the behavior of this feature file. Like that, it can contains multiple scenario outline inside a feature, so that can be done. So this is a very important task, like how we are giving the scenario inside a feature. So here you can see a small tags will be there. These are called uh, annotations in Cucumber. So in order to Cucumber identify your sentence, you need to prefix with this given, then, and then, and then, like this. Okay, then it identifies and executes a sentence. This type of writing is called Jerkin. This language is called Jerkin language. Okay, so here you can declare your data table. So when it comes to a data table, here in Cucumber you can declare data table in horizontal and vertical fashion. Okay, so here I have declared in vertical horizontal fashion. You can also declare it in vertical fashions. Okay, and you can provide multiple sets of data for that, so that you can drive those data into your feature files. So here you can see these are the headings, column names of your data file. So here you can see the username, and I am calling this username here, and the password, I am calling the password here. Task name can be called here. So this can be derived to your test. Okay, so multiple sets of data can be given here only, and it can drive to your feature file. So this also eliminates the usage of Excel files. Okay, so since you are using a feature file, so there is no need to use Excel file for data driven. You can design your test and give the data table here itself, though it is easy for you to identify and rectify which data where it is going, so that can be identified. So this is a simple feature file that I have designed. Now let's go on to certain libraries which consist to drive the test automation. So here you can see generic test runner, run JUnit and run JUnit test, which is a mandatory thing for running the Cucumber test. Okay, so when it goes to a generic test runner, here you can see you need to import these jar files. So later I'll show you the location how to import all the JVM files, Cucumber JVM files and Selenium files. So this report path you need to provide just to invoke the reports from the Cucumber. Here you can write the code of your driver file. This generic test runner is something like a driver for your framework. Here you can add mini code, any code that is required related to your project, to your driver file. Okay, so you can enhance it and you can write it. So later, so here you can see the JUnit test runner. So this extends the JUnit test, and it runs all the JUnit tests under the package. Now here you can see the features, methods for features that has been written. Okay, so here you can compare the invoke method and the parameter. So you can compare this given, invoke, username and password. Okay, that is written here. Okay, this can be given here. So these are the small methods that needs to be written once your feature file is ready. Okay, this will drive your Selenium automation, a simple test which I have written like this. Okay, so you can see the task name, the parameter which I will be passing here, the task name. So you can pass parameter from here. Later it can take the string argument into your application. Okay, so once that is done, just build your project, right click and export it as and build file. Okay, okay, here right side you can see the ant builders which is already created. Just go inside your build file and change it to some relevant name. Okay, Okay, and save it. Okay, so your hand is build file is ready now for execution, and it will executes all the feature files that inside this stories. Okay, story folder. Okay, just right click, execute. Yeah, so now it has created a task. Okay, so it has executed successfully. You can go, just refresh your project. Here you can see the scenario outline that has been created. Okay, so this is a simple Cucumber test reports that has been created standalone. Okay, here if any failure comes, it will be identified and the exception will be thrown. Okay, now to make it to integrate with the continuous integration process, let's go to the Jenkins. Before go to the Jenkins, you should be careful that your Tomcat has been installed. So here you can see the Tomcat which has been in, it's a small installer, just .exe installer, just click it and install it, and you should stop and start the service before using this. Okay, so next you need to copy your jar files inside Cucum Jenkins jar file inside this Tomcat. So this is the Tomcat host folder. Just copy the jenkins.war file here. Okay, so once that is copied, just enter localhost or any server name where you are hosted and plus Jenkins. Okay, it will open up the Jenkins page. Okay, so once the Jenkins page is open, just create a new item, project name, provide a project name, build it as a build project and click it on OK. So it will create a project like this. Okay, P100 Selenium is the what which is the project I created. Okay, simple project. Now there are two places you need to configure in Jenkins. Okay, first position is go to the manage Jenkins, configure system. Okay, so here you come, if you see there are two installations, that is JDK installations and Ant installations. Okay, so you need to provide the path of the JDK file which you have installed, JDK 1.0 which I have installed. This is the path of the JDK file. So this is for locally. If you want to go for execute portal, then put it as install automatically, it will install it. So again go for Ant installation, provide the path of the Ant installation file. Okay, these are the two setups, that is the system level Jenkins system level setup that you people need to do. So next, this is the first place, then go to your before going that, go to manage Jenkins. Okay, type Cucumber. Okay, so here you can see the test plugins. Okay, so here you need to select the Cucumber test plugin and you need to install, which I have already installed here. You can see the Cucumber plugin. Okay, so this Cucumber If you click on this and put it as an install, it will install the Cucumber plugin directly. You don't need to worry about that. Okay, so this will help in creating the automatic flash reports for you. Okay, so this setup needs to be done before going into the execution of the Cucumber files. Okay, also there are many Cucumber plugins are available, so this is the main plugin that can be used. Okay, so once that plugin is installed, just go to the project. If you can see the Cucumber plugin installed icon here, if this comes, then Cucumber is successfully installed, the plugin is successfully installed. Next, again go to the project configuration. Okay, so here you need to provide the path, invocation path for your uh, this one. So here you can see the generic test runner, the ant build file. So you put this here, this is for default. Go to the advanced and provide the build file path. Now where you get the build file path, just right click, and here you can see the build file path. Okay, so please provide the build file path here, this is most important. Now once this build has been done, now we need to export to the uh, post build actions. Okay, select this Cucumber results as a report, just click on this, you'll get a like this icon like this. Now go to the advanced, and here you need to provide the path of the JSON report file. So here you can see the target, right click, and this path, copy this path and provide it here. Just click on apply. Whatever you do, it will be saved. So now your project is ready for build. Okay, so this you can include it in one of the jobs in your build, or give this to any other configuration integration system. You can manage like so. Let me start with the build, or you can schedule the build if you want. Okay, so here you can see the build has started. Now here you can see the console output is coming. So this is what is called headless browser testing. Okay, so this is a headless browser testing where browser does not opens. Okay, so you can see when we executed from Eclipse, you could able to see the browser and what are the user action that has been taken place. But when you execute from the Jenkins, it executes without showing any browser because you are running your scripts as a service. Okay, so it will be more faster compared to your normal execution, your automation execution, and it will give the results very fast. Okay, so you don't need to worry about any miss this one when you're executing the automation scripts. At the back end it will be run as a service and give you the output. Okay, so go to your Cucumber reports, just verify it. Here you can see the flash reports. This is very wonderful report which comes when you execute your reports multiple scripts. So here I have executed the one feature. You can add more features. When you enter your features, it will give what are the scenario outlines that has been executed properly, and totally how much executed, what time it has taken, which is passed, which is skipped. Everything you can configure in your plugin, okay, which is already built in. Okay, and you can go to your tag view. Tag view shows what are the, that's why what is the tag which has you have given, so how many times you are using that tag and which tag is failed, which tag is passed, so that it makes easy for you to which block is failing and which block is passing. You can also identify, and regression is nothing but just the tag which I have given for data tables, so it also identifies which data table is failing, where it is failing. So these can be identified by seeing the statistics. Okay, so this is a rich test statistics which is given in the Cucumber reports, which is already been um, designed and make it available, so which can be used. Okay, now we ran in a headless browser mode. Okay, suppose you want to see the browser how it is behaving. Okay, so there is a way to do that. Click on this. Okay, so here you can see a message is displayed. So just click on that message, you will be able to see the browser which is running at the back end. It's very fast, it runs very fast actually compared to the normal mode. Okay, so seeing that page, you can see the browser, but there is some settings you need to do at the Tomcat level for that. Okay, just click on the Tomcat, configure Tomcat. So here you can see allow service to interact with desktop. Okay, you need to check this and restart the Tomcat again in order to see that. So always when you open this and click this and run the browser, there is an icon displays. Let me do that again. Okay, so here you can see the downside, an icon and pop-up will be displayed. Or click on that pop-up, see the browser. Okay, or else if you don't want it, it will run in a headless browser mode. Okay, just check the report. Okay, you will get a report like this. So if you want to go and check the console output, you can check the console output and verify it and identify your exceptions will be displayed, and you can build your error handling as it is required in your code, Selenium code. Okay, so this is a simple setup where you can do it very easily and without any hazards, and very quickly within 30-40 minutes you can do this setup and use the Cucumber integration with Selenium, integration with Jenkins. So previous methods were required to build a framework, build reports, which required a lot of effort, but in this we can easily configure the existing system and start using it. So again, to extend this, you can write your generic methods, project methods, specific methods, and call it upon. So once you go inside this, you can build many features and many things. So this video causes all these major implementations very easily, and you can identify it. So thank you.